Dez Bryant hasn't eclipsed the 1,000-yard receiving mark since 2014. He comes off a year where he had just 838 yards and was tied for third in the league in drops. Clearly not living up to his 5-year, $70 million extension. He was set to make $16.5 million this season, and instead, he gets let go by the Dallas Cowboys today. So they save $8.5 million by releasing him. He is now a free agent. And the first thing I want to say is this. From 2012 to 2014, with Tony Romo as his quarterback, Dez Bryant went over 1,000 yards. The last 3 years, one of them was riddled by injuries. That was 3 years ago. He hasn't eclipsed 1,000 yards, and Dakota Prescott has been his quarterback the last 2 years. When you have a quarterback that really doesn't throw the ball 10 to 15 yards past the line of scrimmage, and he can't get Dez Bryant the ball, there's a big reason for your dip in numbers. So clearly not a fit when it came to Dez and Dak. It just didn't work out. A lot of people want to point the blame to Dez for his lack of production, but I'm looking at that quarterback, and I'm seeing a guy that simply can't get Dez the ball. A guy that likes to dink and dunk his way down the field. That's why Cole Beasley has been an integral part of that offense lately. That's why they got a guy like Ryan Switzer. These are Julian Edelman, Danny Amendola types that are going to work underneath. So now Dallas on the roster, all they got, Bryce Butler, Ryan Switzer, Cole Beasley. Those are your receivers. And you got Dakota Prescott as your quarterback. Jerry Jones thinks there's not much of a gap between the Cowboys and the Eagles, huh? Yikes. So, we'll see how or if Dakota improves heading into his third season in the NFL, but I'm kind of expecting a lot of the same from last year. I thought the first year was a little fluky. I mean, especially considering the fact that he really didn't push the ball downfield that much. And you had a great offensive line. You had a lot of talent around you. He was able to just kind of manage the game. And last year, when the offensive line didn't have as good of a season and he was pressured a little bit more, he struggled against it. So where do I think Dez Bryant's going to land? I don't think he's coming to Philadelphia, so let's get that out of the way. The Eagles don't have enough money to bring him in. But the one organization that just immediately comes to mind, because they like to sign older veteran receivers, you look at Derek Mason and Steve Smith and Mike Wallace, I think the Baltimore Ravens could be a destination for Dez Bryant. That's going to be my guess as to where he's going to go. Now, I can see a scenario where Dez would want to stay in the NFC because he'd probably want to play Dallas. And I can see him having that sort of attitude to want to play the Cowboys as much as possible and to rub it in their faces. I could definitely see that. I don't think that's going to be Philly, though. So I don't know where he would go. But Baltimore just seems like that fit. I believe Dez is 29 years old. They like to bring in veteran receivers. That's what they've always kind of done the last 10 years or so. So I can see this as a situation playing itself out. So Dez Bryant has been released. That's the NFL news for today. Not really shocked by this, but it seems like they want to blame Dez and not blame Dak, when I think Dak is actually more of a problem than Dez Bryant was. So that's it. I'm Adrian Fedkiw. I'm out. Peace.